now. So we are looking at Team Haleakala. And we have these two links right here, mock Senate bills and committees. You don't need to really worry about mock Senate bills. If you just click on committees, that'll take you to where you need to go. And it's going to take you to this Google Doc. It's on the smartboard right now. It starts with the Education Committee. So again, to show you that again, go ahead and click on that bottom link that says committees. It'll take you to this. I'm starting to see a lot of your little avatars show up. So it starts with the Education Committee. As you can see, I got 3 bills in this one. They all have hyperlinks now. If you guys scroll down real fast, you'll see that all the bills that have made it are hyperlinked. The only bills that are not hyperlinked are ones that were combined. So if you see that you have one that's highlighted with my directions, it means you need to combine your bill, and I can help you out with that. But I don't think anyone's in this classroom, so we'll see. All right, so you have the bills here. You guys are going to be able to find your bill, or you're going to be find the bill you're assisting with, or you'll find the bill you're opposing. So go ahead and find that bill right now. So again, find your bill, find the bill that you are assisting with, or find the bill that you're opposing. I have names on everything, so you hit Control F and type your name. You should be able to find it pretty quickly. If I misspelled your name, I apologize. And once you have found your bill, what I would like you to do is open it up. Now here's the deal. If you are opposing, you will not have access to the bill, and that's fine. If you're opposing, though, I'll do it for you, so just wait for a moment. But go ahead and open up your bill if you're working on it, and I want you to write these 2 things right here that are on the smartboard. Research for bill and opposition against bill. So write those 2 names on there, or write those 2 terms. So again, research for bill and opposition against bill. And while people are doing that, if you are opposing, so again, if you're opposing, focus up. If you are opposing a bill, you're not going to have access to their bill to edit. You can read it, you can oppose it, but you're not going to be able to actually edit it. That's not your right. You are going to create some Google Slides, though, that are going to completely organize your opposition. That's going to be a part of your work. You're going to officially oppose somebody and create Google Slides in order to oppose them. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But if you own the bill, go ahead and write these 2 things right now, just so you have them. And also, if you have a partner or an assistant, you might want to share your bill with that assistant right now. So remember, you can go up this big blue button right here on the right, click Share. It would be intelligent to go ahead and share that document with your assistant, because you're going to want them to have access to it as well. Just go ahead and type their name in. You should be able to pop it up real quick. So if you want to go ahead and do that right now too, that'd be good. Again, only if you have an assistant. So for example, Dominic has Shane as an assistant. So Dominic, you would share that with Shane. Okay. All right, so that's where we're at so far. You guys have written the stuff. You see the bills now. We have access to all the bills. These are all the bills we're going to vote on, too. So you're going to become familiar with all these bills next week. You're going to see a presentation from each of these bills next week, and that's how we're going to vote. We're going to vote on these bills starting next week and pass the winners off to the principal, the student council, the school board, and other people. Okay. All right, so you did that. Next thing you need to do, go open up a Google Drive. So open up your Google Drive. We're going to create a document. You can open up your U.S. History folder if you want. You don't really need to, though. If you open up your Google Drive, feel free to put this next assignment in your history folder. Otherwise, it can just be in your main drive. Give people a moment to do that. Once you're in your Google Drive, click on that button on the left-hand side. I'm circling right now on the smartboard. Left-hand side says New. Go ahead and click on that. Click Google Slides. You're going to create a Google Slides, and you're going to call this one of 2 things. If you are a researcher or an assistant, you're going to call it Research for Bill. If you are an opposer, you're going to call this Opposition Against Bill. But instead of the word bill, I want you to use the actual name of the bill. So for example, you would write, so if this was Dominic would write Research for, Dominic, what's your bill's name? Firearms under the law enforcement. No. What's your bill's name, not your committee's name? All right, I'm gonna pretend like this is. So that's what you would do. Instead of, you wouldn't say bill, you say research for teachers with guns, and then also in parentheses you write the name of the person that's working on it, not the assistant, the person who owns the bill. So if there's 2 owners, you can write both names, but in this case I'd just write Dominic. You could also write last names. Morris, please write your full name. Oh, she's not even here, is she? She always writes just her last name. I have no idea which Morris it is. The Van Dykes do the same thing. All right, so that's how you're going to do it. And again, the exact opposite I'll show you if you're an opposer. So I would write opposition to, who's being opposed? Let me think. Okay, so I would say, well, no, who are you opposing, though? Oh, okay, so you would say opposition to Walty and whoever else is on that team. So that's how you would write it. You would write opposition to the people that you're actually opposing, okay? All right, so those are the slides. We are going to copy and paste these later. I'll have you guys share them with me later. For now, you're just going to work on them. So you have a bunch of slides now. If you guys look to the right-hand side of the whiteboard, so look to the right-hand side of the whiteboard, you see that we still have our 7 issues up there, or 7 things that you had to do for your research. The one I added, though, was a works cited page. You didn't do that, but all the websites you've collected, you'll make a page with all the copied links. So I wrote the topics that you've done, plus how many slides you need for each. You guys have already got that stuff in your packet. So honestly, it should be, more than just copy and paste. You could write extra stuff, but really it should just be a lot of you writing the stuff that you already have. So your first slide is you're just going to define your issue. Second slide, you're going to history of your issue. Third slide, you're going to have 1 or 2 slides of the timeline, those major events. If you have partners and assistant, you can go over that. So for example, Dominic and Shane are working on the same project, same bill. So they have 10 events in their timeline. So boys, if you need to have more than 2 slides, do that, all right? And make the timeline however you want. We have some groups that have 3 people. Again, your timeline might get a little cramped on one slide. Feel free to go up to 2 or 3 or whatever you need to do. Same with everything else. Summaries, for example. Dominic and Shane have 4 events. They might need more than 2 slides to fit all those events on there. Same with arguments for issues. They have 3 slides. You guys can expand. That's my point. Especially if you have somebody working with you. So this is my advice. And I should have probably started this, so I apologize. So for Shane and Dominic, if you already made 2 slides, I apologize. You should have 1 slide. Or one project. See what I'm saying? If you have groups. So for example, Reagan has Hattie. Reagan should make the slides and share it with Hattie. Dominic should make the slides and share it with Shane. If you have a partner in this class right now, or outside this class, you should share it with them right now so they have complete access to it. You guys should work on the same slides. It doesn't make sense to work on different slides. Okay? Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions or confusions? Okay. That is pretty much the directions.